guys, welcome to the third episode of ABANTU Live. This week we're starting off in Zimbabwe, which is my motherland. As you all know, I am Zimbabwean and I'm so proud. So yes, I'm excited for this one. I've got some creators that I've had lined up for a while, and today's Monday, so we're starting off with Remy. I call him Remy. His photography name is Remy Shoots, so I just say Remy. And going on now, thanks for the request. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. I've had a lazy day.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has. I actually literally haven't slept. I slept only 4 hours. So, yeah.
What are you doing?
I was working. I had a project last night. So,
Right. But you
yeah.
never sleep anyways. You're never sleeping. You're always awake.
Yeah, true. I
Hey,
suppose creatives are nocturnal people.
yeah,
Nocturnal animals. So we just never sleep regardless anyway, so.
that's true. And my mind is more focused at night. Like when it's dark. I struggle to work during the day.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just a creative thing or it's a me thing. I don't know, but yeah, that's literally
I'm
my
So if you just want to introduce yourself, like your name, your
you
age.
could have asked me to write this down.
I never told anyone to.
Sometimes I get my own age wrong.
Whatever age comes up, we'll go with it.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Jeremy. Most people know me as Remy. I am Zimbabwean. I live in a town called Bulawayo, and I am 20 years old, full-time photographer. Run my own company along with the group of creative mavericks, as I'd like to call them. Yeah, like-minded creatives.
Okay. I like that. I like the way you said that. So I've always wanted to know, how are you doing full-time photography at 20 in Zim with parents and stuff like that and adult community? Are they supportive of you, or
I
are you getting
mean,
a lot of support?
I don't think anyone ever gets support in the beginning of doing something because they're like, oh, he's just doing that. But the more it starts to
Yeah.
gain traction, the more people start getting respect for you and whatever. For example, my Instagram, I actually converted that from my old personal Instagram, which had 300 followers.
Right.
At the time, I was 17. So how it happened, I always tell people this story. And forgive me
Yeah.
for saying, like, so I used to be I was broke. I was so broke. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
was so like
Feels.
I was broke, and I was to my friend, I used to be really interested in graphics designing,
Yeah.
and I wanted professional graphics designer for a really long time. Ever since I was 13, I've been using Photoshop for about 7 years now, which is probably normal in countries like Australia, but in Zimbabwe, people are oh, you can use Photoshop. So
Wow.
anyway,
Okay.
I used Photoshop for quite a while, and I
Yeah.
just learned ins and outs. And in high school, throughout high school, I was I really, really, really want to be a professional graphics designer. I think that's what I'd like.
Yeah.
And I used to do graphic design jobs here and there. My mom would know, oh yeah, my son
My
does
son,
that with the computer.
my
Yeah.
son.
And then I got out of high school, obviously, and I homeschooled for 2 years. And during those
Right.
2 years, a friend, I met Tinashe Charlson, right, the photographer,
The
and
whole.
yeah, he was friends with my brother. He was friends with my older brother,
Yeah.
and he had a camera, and he like showed me how it worked, and I was like absolutely fascinated by it. Like I like up until like 17 years old, I like literally had not seen like a prime example of depth of field and like all of that, because
Right.
like the blurry background, I was like, whoa, a camera can do this? That is so cool. Like
Right.
why aren't more people doing this? This is so cool. So I bought a camera after like much struggling, like a lot of struggling, a really
Yeah.
bad camera. And my mom used to walk in. Oh, this is now going into answering your question. My
Yeah.
mom used to walk in the middle of the night, like seeing me edit like my photos or whatever, and
Yeah.
she'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, you should be reading. Like, why are you awake? Why are you on the computer? You know?" And yeah, like for a long time, like um I suppose no one was really into it, and yeah, I didn't get like support, but like I wasn't really looking for it, you know.
Right.
I
You
I'm
was
having fun with it, yeah. I just wanted to create, honestly. And yeah, I got that opportunity, and you know, I guess like when your work is at least good-ish, um it starts to catch on, you know.
yeah,
Like
yeah. People see
I
that.
shortlisted at the Sony World Photography Awards in the youth shortlist, like when I think I was 18. Yeah. Yeah, I
Damn.
was 18. And I shortlisted, and then like yeah, there were like articles written about me like in like different newspapers, like in Chinese too, actually. and
Damn.
yeah, my mom like was like, "Oh, wow, you're actually good at this." I mean,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's only until when you get that recognition, that's when they're like, oh, okay, then maybe this is, something legit.
Yeah, because like people
Yeah,
used to come through to my mom's shop, and they'd be like, they started calling me Remy, and like, you know,
yeah,
people, why did they call you Remy? Like my mom was like, why did they call you Remy? I was like,
yeah.
oh, I take photos, and you know, that's what they call me. And she was like, oh, okay. Now she calls me Shoots.
Wow, your mom called you Shoots?
Yeah, she calls me Shoots.
No way. That is so good. I think that's a sign of approval. I think that's a
Yeah.
good sign of approval there. I remember when I first met you, when I came, I think it was
Huh.
2017.
I think
It was
so. Yeah.
20, end of 2017, beginning of 2018,
Yeah, I
and we
think.
were, and I was with Tinashe,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
then we just
remember.
met.
And like it's crazy, like you used the ATD back then, and I was like,
Yeah,
I was super crazy about the ATD. Like Justin was like, because he told me about you, and I was like, what camera does this girl use? And then he's like, she uses a Canon ATD, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. I'd love to see her camera.
so you've introduced yourself, so we can get into the questions. Okay, let's do this. What are your honest thoughts, your personal honest thoughts on the photography industry in Zim or in your city,
Ah,
in Bulawayo?
oh my,
Honestly.
like in Zim, I feel honestly we have like very few like talent photographers. Everyone's kind of like a photocopy of someone else. So I've got like respect for like all photographers. Like yeah, I'm not one of those I can be competitive, but I'm not one of those oh, I think he sucks type guys. You know,
Right.
I'll probably break it to you nicely and say he probably just needs a little bit of work. Um so mainly like I personally think that the industry here is kind of it's always settling for less, and therefore like respect photographers don't also get the respect that they deserve. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Like literally photography is treated like a third rate job, like here, because like
Mm.
photographers have just always like made themselves look cheap. And yeah, and I suppose and we're more socially aware, so like when we come we're like, no, this people shouldn't be like paying this much for photography. Like this is like, so you know what I mean, like literally if you I know
Yeah.
like the standards of living are like different, like between here and Australia. Like the gap is like way too wide on like what photographers price. And also a lot of
Okay. Yeah.
people see photography very lightly. Like they just like think you buy a camera, then you actually like good and you can like do
Yeah.
commercial work like as soon as you buy a camera, which is like
Hmm.
absolutely wrong, you know?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I hear you on that, on the taking photography very lightly. Like the what's the saying? Like anyone can take photos. You know what I mean? I think that's the understanding on photography. Like he's just taking photos. That's it. Anyone can do
Oh
that, but
yeah.
there's a lot of work behind it. You know, there's a lot of thought behind it. Like before you even take a photo, you have to think of the lighting. You know, before you
There
even
was like
yeah.
there was like this one lady like at an event I was shooting. So I'm
Mm.
by the door and like when you come in you can get your photo taken if you like.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she comes in and then I'm like, "Oh, hi, would you like to take a photo?" And she rudely replies like, no, I've got an iPhone 10. What's the difference between that and your camera?" And I was like, I was like, sorry.
They stay disrespecting us like that. They stay
Yeah,
disrespecting
word.
that.
It's, I mean, word, but I guess like it's like in a certain sense you can just sit off as human nature. And photography is one of those things that's like you can't buy your way into being good. Like you have to be actually good, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We just got to comment. Anyone can take a photo. A few can tell a story. That is very, very true. So next question
I agree.
in regards to like photography in the industry, that side. Um,
Mhm.
Seeing how talented you are, like I know how good you are. And also you being young, does your age affect you with like how people treat you, and like especially other photographers that are in the industry? Like what do you have any effects of that? Especially
I
for me, it's more so because like your photography style is very different to
hmm.
most photographers that I've seen that are that side. So like um I know your photography will be accepted here, like without a doubt. But just seeing the difference in like the styles that are that side and you doing what you do, like what are the effects that you might have with that?
Yeah, so like I try to spread my style as much as possible, but at the same time like you know what, let me just take it back to a story. Like I answer most questions with stories.
Yes,
Uh
sir.
Around 2017, I had a friend and I had a couple of friends and we decided to start a company. And it was my first experience working like commercially in the photography industry. So like me being me, like when I went to events and shot events, whilst I was solo, I would go and shoot and edit the way that I like usually edit. But
Yeah, yeah.
my friends like went like, "Oh no, 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 you shouldn't like do like gauge the client and then like edit it that way." Yeah, so I started learning like editing like for corporates and stuff because we used to
Yeah,
do
cool.
mostly corporate work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with corporates they want like really simple like clean stuff. Like they don't, yeah, like here they like don't care if you like don't like put a retouch on it. right? Like
Yeah.
you can Lightroom it, but like yeah, just
Yeah.
don't mess with the skin or nothing. Like older photographers really get as much respect. Um, I don't really trip about it though. Like literally these days, like I'm on that like I don't care mentality. I actually started my own little photo community for like the youngsters and like rookies and photographers. Like a lot of the older generation of photographers wasn't really like they're more of like I don't know, they hate on you, I guess, I suppose, for lack of a better word.
I don't know. Is it because of the style of the photography, or like what's the problem? Why? Because I know the style is very different. We have very different styles. So like what would you think is the issue?
I suppose it's like I suppose, you know, I can't really enter their minds and like get with age and like the skill you possess, I suppose. I think it's like age, really, because like
Yeah.
you know, if I met like a younger photographer and um and they were better than me, but like had like way less experience, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be scared too. I'd be shook too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel with you though.
I mean, like most people think like I was like really spoiled. My parents bought me my first camera and stuff. Like I've had people come up to me and be like, "Dude, I used to hate you. Like super privileged, and you just like had everything from the start." But like
Wow.
I was broke, guys. I was broke.
What did you do then to get the funds to get your gear and stuff?
So
Were you working?
I wasn't working, but like I had an iPhone 6 and I took that and I sold it. And basically like that I sold it for like $100 and the camera I needed was and then like I walked to town for like how many days was it? It was like 40 days because it takes like $2 to like go to town. Plus or minus 40 days. It takes like $2 to go to town.
Yeah.
It took $2 to and yeah, I used to like save that money and like put that money away and like pay for like my lay-by because like I sold the iPhone so I could put the camera on lay-by
Oh
because
my
you
God.
need like $100 to put it on lay-by. Yeah.
So you really sacrificed. Oh,
Yeah, I struggled so hard. I struggled so hard.
you didn't even have a phone. That's big. That's different.
I like I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a PC. Like my friend's sister literally let me use her PC. It died. Like I'm yet to pay her back on that one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I understand you. But
Yeah.
still, people thought you were privileged. They just had the assumption that you have it all.
I suppose like that also went with my image because like you know I'm quite in their words bougie, you know.
Right.
So like um oh yeah, and back then I had like blonde hair and it was dreadlocks and like oh my gosh. I think the thing with image is like image is super like in any business, you know.
Yeah.
Um I had dreadlocks, but like and dreadlocks are like down upon here, you know, like because I don't know, they think you like do bad stuff if you have dreadlocks. Yeah, but like I had dreadlocks and I suppose I just like took care of them well and like I used to always just I don't know. I looked different in a
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
Um
I get that.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like yeah, but then like different but like um not like in a bad way. So
Yeah.
like I would I would pull up to shoots and like they see this like young guy who's in like, I don't know, like artistically torn jeans or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like his English is so fluent and he's got a twang and whatnot. And I suppose like that's like that was like the preconception instantly, like, oh, he probably has it made and just does this, like he does this to have something to do, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. As
Yeah,
a hobby. As a hobby.
mm,
It's just a
but like image a big thing when you like work in the industry, because like um it actually like determines what kind of clients you get, like whether you get clients that like like low density suburb clients or high density suburb clients, or low
yeah.
paying clients and high paying clients. Fun
Yeah.
fact, actually, the high density clients are more likely to pay you like way more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the low density suburb things.
Yeah. That's true. Someone said, "What's with the accent?"
I can tell you like, the story behind the accent if you like, Tyler.
Please
Like
explain, because
growing.
even when I met you, I was like, your accent isn't like, not saying I was expecting an African Zimbabwean accent, but it just your accent
Me to do.
was different. I couldn't even pick it up from like where it's from here. So please do explain the accent.
So growing up, my parents bought me a lot of like cassettes, like because we had a VCR.
Yeah.
And I had like no friends. I had like absolute no friends, and I used to watch cartoons all day. I'd literally watch TV all day, and I'd like mimic what they said and like how they talked and stuff.
Wow.
And well, I guess like, you know, like it's like how you get your relative from the UK come through to like your Zimbabwean household,
Yeah.
and then you like start talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a like I forgot like the psychological term, but like there's a psychological term where like you're kind of adapting to like the next person or the
Oh, yeah.
environment, and hence you speaking like that.
Wow. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense. But still, when I heard it, I was like, I was like, where is he from?
You're probably like, ah, this kid is faking. This kid is faking
No,
so hard.
no, I knew it wasn't fake.
Zimbabwe.
It was more like, did he grow up in like a different country, or like, yeah, it was more like that. It was because it was too easy for you to do it. It was just like coming out, so it couldn't be fake. It couldn't be fake. Seeing that, like a lot of, or hearing that a lot of young people that side often want to move to like another country like South Africa or like um the UK because of the economical situation in Zim. Would you want to move to another country or like another city? Would, like, truthfully speaking, would you want to move?
Yeah, I would want to move, but right now I'm like building something,
Okay.
so I don't think I'm going to move yet. But like I really would like to move, but like I want to try like make a solution rather than like um just move in another countries in quotes problem, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't wanna like pack all my shit and go to like another country, because like I really know the pain of starting from zero.
Right.
Starting from zero really sucks.
Yeah. So you would move.
Yeah, I want to try like create a solution, you know,
Yeah.
like I want to at least
Yeah.
attempt to. And like I also like if I can create a solution, I also at least wanna like make an example like through myself, like be like to like try show people you can make a living like creatively, you know,
Yeah.
in Zimbabwe. Because like I don't know how artists who actually like paint or musicians, I feel photography is
Right.
so easy to make money from in Zimbabwe, you know, in
Yeah.
comparison to like music or like actual art. I think that's the hardest thing ever. So shout out to them for doing that.
And it's interesting for me because some people would know that like I'm trying to come back there. Like that's where I want to be. So it's my thing, it's really I like to get people's perspectives on like why yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm trying to come back. So I like to get people's perspectives on like why they want to leave. And I think for me speaking though, it's a bit tricky because I'm not living there right now. So I can't really relate to why you want to leave. But I know that I just want to be there. So that's why I thought I
Mm.
would ask that question because um like you being young and like one of the youngest people that I have interviewed during the series, it's more like yeah, why would you want to move? But I think you've already explained that. But yeah, you were
Honestly,
saying?
like I think it's not like hard. I think it's not as hard as we think, as people think it is to like make a living art or whatever in like in the 21st century now. Because so much, even if you live in Zimbabwe, I literally know people who draw
Yeah.
comics for a living. Like you don't sell comics in Zimbabwe, but like they literally make so many because they get commissions like online and stuff. So yeah, like
True.
I think
True
you
that.
it's all about like building like a really good setup. Like right now I'm trying to get on the YouTube bandwagon, I guess. um
Yeah.
i'm 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 very consistent with it at the moment, but like I think, you know, by the time I've been doing this for 2 years, like YouTube will be giving me like, you know, like at least $100 like a month. And
Yeah.
you know, that's a start, honestly. Like yeah, it's probably like rent for a flat here. It's all about how you end up getting the setup. Yeah, and
Right.
I think the internet and like e-commerce is like the best place to like get to, because I'm not looking to get like ultra famous, but like to like have a decent following on Instagram and YouTube. Then like from there,
Yeah.
like I can start plugging my products. I'm working on right now. Actually, I've got like a
Nice.
million lots for video.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. So I've got video lots and like um Lightroom presets and whatnot. I've just been like working on those for a while, and like I'm trying to perfect those. And once you know everything falls in order, like I'll have like stuff already readily available,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
things will just like flow, hopefully.
I love how you have like a vision and how you were saying you wouldn't want to leave Zim until like you've started something there or like you've at least inspired people there, you know? I love that. And it shows like you're there for your people. You know what I mean?
I
You're there.
mean, I hope my people are there for me just as much, you know.
We're just going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for watching and thanks for hearing Jeremy's story, although it was a bit short.
Thank you so much.
I know we have a project coming up soon, which we'll not be sharing yet, but I'm excited to have you feature in that project when we do announce it to the public. So we'll be seeing you during the next project. We'll hear more from you till then.
It will.
All right,
Right.
sounds good. See ya.